Hello, welcome to My Startup TV. I'm Major Sunil Shetty. We are here with an interesting guest who's going to talk about skilling and HR, especially for startups. Now, why is it important? In my own experience of interacting with startups for the last over 10 plus years, I've seen that many startups, especially early stage founders, they struggle with soft skills. And that also, in many ways, impacts their way of doing business. Now, to address these as to what are the challenges and how can they be fixed, I have with me Sai Satyanarayana Satvik, who's the founder of HRX Techs, a startup of a company that is into HR and soft skill training. And Sai Satyanarayana has put in about 10 plus years, worked with 100 plus startups with their founders, helping them acquire new skills, acquire soft skills, which helps them in their business growth or business journey. Welcome, Sai Garu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Major Sunil. Thanks for having me on the show. We are thinking about this show from past 2-3 weeks, but it's not happening finally today.
Yeah. Great. So, Sai, one is before we get into the understanding why it is needed and what is all skilling that you provide or training you provide. For the benefit of our viewers who are in the age group of, majority of our viewers come in the age group of 18 to 34, and many of them are early stage startups, especially student entrepreneurs. So give a little brief about yourself, your experience, what you do.
Yes. Sunil, I started my career at age of 20, where I completed my graduation and have no idea what to do. So I'm just roaming on the roads and just saw a board called they teach soft skills. I was a bit surprised. What is soft skills, which I don't know in my college? So I just hopped into it and saw that I met my guru there. So after meeting my guru, he told me some ideas about what to do, how to train people, what is entrepreneurship development and all. So I worked with him for 2 years. Then after I came back to Hyderabad to start my career as a soft skill trainer. So when I stepped down into Hyderabad, I just saw there are many jobs actually in the market. You call it as HR, you call it in tech, whatever you call it in. But I was a bit surprised. I don't have any technical knowledge. I don't have any HR knowledge. How can I survive in this metropolitan city? So then what I did was, no, my core subject is on soft skills. I have to get a soft skill job as a trainer. So traveling for approximately 60 kilometers one way, 120 kilometers on the both ways, I found a job in one government undertaking project, which is somewhere around 60 kilometers far from Hyderabad where I stay. For 20,000 rupees, I started my career.
So basically you understand what not having soft skills, impacts founders or young people.
Yes. So actually in young people or in entrepreneurs, are you asking? Nowadays, entrepreneurship development has been increased. The awareness has been increased. But what people are thinking is, if I start a company with an investment of 1 lakh, I'll get a tagline of CEO or managing director. That is not the business, right? How do you handle the business? How do you handle your human resource? How do you get the talent, right talent? How do you get the right clients? Is that all important for the soft skills? But people are not aware of that. Just they'll have an idea. At least good. I'm thanking the government also. At least they're keeping this entrepreneurship development in student brains, that they can come out. They have another option, not only job. They have another option too. They can start business where they can get good scope of doing ease of business and all. They have that.
So as a company, what are the skills that you work with, or what are the skills you train entrepreneurs and youth?
Basically, we train them on behavioral skills. We train them on soft skills. We train them communication, team building, and we train them on HR management also. That is the main concept. HR management also we train them, because an MBA guy who is coming from IBM is only following the subject which is written 20 years ago. But the market has changed. He doesn't have that knowledge. I'm sorry to say that. So we train them that the live projects, what happened, obviously live market is there, that we train them on.
And as a company, when you're working with youth, what are the unique things that you find among them? And especially when you talk about lack of a skill or challenges you come across?
So challenges, Sunil, I can say that most of the students, they have bookish knowledge, not the practical knowledge. If they go to internships, projects also, they were limited to some extent. They are only limited to some extent, but they were not. If you take some X company, which is an MNC, if I'm an MBA guy, I go to some X company and start my internship program there. I'll be limited to only some project. I'll not have ample of knowledge what I'm doing. When the student passed out, he'll only have that knowledge, but he'll not get a job with that knowledge. Let's say in HR, I'll take an example if you give me 1 minute. Most of the people, most of the students do their internship in recruitment. Okay, where recruitment is different, talent acquisition is different. These are, not only these two are in HR. There are many programs, there are many subjects. There's a vast subject in HR management. People are lacking that.
Great. So, your training that you provide, is it something that starts at the college level, or is it, people can come after college? How, because I want to understand for the youth in case they want to
Yes.
be part of this
Yes.
training program. How does it work? Is it online? Is it offline? Is it a hybrid model? When should they join you? Because many times, founders have this query: I'm running a business. Where will I find time to, do this?
Yes.
Take up another additional training or join a course?
My suggestion would be anyone can start any business at any point of age, any point of time. If you are talking about youth, yes, youth have to have the knowledge, or youth can come us or approach us while they are studying their masters. If the people who work with corporates just want to start up the business, they also can approach us. And coming to the training model, what you're talking all about, we will have the training model all the ways. If they want offline, we will go to their office, we will streamline the time. If they want online, 24/7 we are available. If they want hybrid, that also we'll call it as OBT, outbound trainings. So that also we can do.
So now the other thing with the founders is, they are already putting a lot of money into their own startup, right? Because initially they don't raise fund, so they're probably, they're bootstrapped, probably borrowed from the parents, and now they have another expenditure of doing your training.
Exactly.
So how does that cost model work?
Major Sunil, I just want to ask you a question here. What do you think a small startup, like let's say a recruitment firm or a software development firm, what do you think the maximum cost they have to put in?
I don't know. It's anywhere from 5,000 to probably 50,000.
Exactly. It is 5,000 rupees is enough to start a business nowadays. And without having 5,000 also, we can start a business. And if they are really in a need of training, if they are really need that, yes, Satvik, we need this, Sai, we need this, I am ready to help for them for free of cost. So there is no, we train their model like minimum expenditure, more profit. We work on that scenarios.
So if you just Google search, hundreds of company pop up doing soft skill, training, and people. In fact, now they're not now, but there have been many companies who are working exclusively with startups. So, what would you say to the founders? How are you different to others out there?
See, how I am different to others is something they have to choose me. First thing, like how I am.
What is that? What do you do differently as compared to anybody else?
Exactly. So every company, as you asked, every company has their own mission, vision, and goal. And where I am stuck to is, if I take a company, let's say there is a startup company in Hyderabad, I took their thing. We'll do end to end, where it called training, where it called HR management, where it called people talent acquisition, everything. But we charge only for one profile, like the entire package comes under one profile. But where different companies, most of the companies I also know where who works with closely with startups, they charge individually, and that would be a very big bang on the new startups. Where we work with very minimal cost, you can say rupees 10,000 rupees to 15,000 rupees per month. I am stating the quote also with you. 10,000 to 15,000 per month. Also, we have companies where we are working with. So that is a minimal cost with more effectiveness.
Now, typically, most of the student, founders, they typically in a team they may have 2 or 3, team, because it's all founders basically. Now, in a scenario like that, HR becomes kind of irrelevant, right? Because you're just 3 people and all of them are founders. How can you add value there?
Good question, Sunil. Sunil, HR is not only managing the team, getting the projects, doing marketing for them, getting streamlining their finances, streamlining their operations. If there is 3 people, they'll also have some vision, right? What they are going to do in next 5 years, what they are going to do in next 10 years. They'll have all that scenarios where they have to write it. Many startups fail there. Many startups fail there, stating that, sir, I have 10,000 rupees. I created a website. I registered my company in NLP. So I'm not getting projects. How you will get? What is your mission? Why do you want to get a project? And why I have to give you a project? That is my whole question. So marketing for them, digital marketing for them, selling for them, sales, everything's involved. Human resource is that. And many people gets confused here that human resource HR is only working inside the office. No, HR is mainly focusing on how to get projects, how to deal with projects, how to deal with clients, how to deal with the management, how to deal with the employees. Everything comes under the HR. So always I tell employee, employer, you can't directly interact. There are 3 concepts: employee, employer, and the client. You 3 cannot interfere or you cannot interact at a time. There is a gap called HR. That gap we were fulfilling.
So, basically what you're saying is you are an extension for a startup basically as part of the team. So you're not just working. You come there, give them some gyan, and then go away.
No.
You're working with them. The whole 9 yards of it, right?
Exactly.
And because as an early stage startup, the team is small. You become part of the team. Right? So now my question to you is, because for you also to understand what the startup is all about, to understand what their business is, because before you give a solution, you have to understand them. Also understand the various dynamics between founders. It takes time. So how much time do you put in before you start working with them or start giving them, suggestions or solutions? So that kind of is a big investment.
Yes. We invest our time, at least 2 months of time, to get everything streamlined, to understand what they were thinking, what we can provide, and what their vision is. So if we are clean on it, when we were clear on it, when HRX Tech Solutions is clear on it, then we can move forward. What we can give to that company. At least 2 months it takes time to just understand the business, get into the business, get the SOPs done, get everything done, then we'll sell. Yes, now we are good to launch the company launch.
So as part of this solution, what kind of expertise do you bring in? I mean, is it finance? Somebody from the finance comes into play. Somebody from legal comes into play.
Yes.
So what kind of expertise do you have? Experts do you have, and who are these people who become part of your?
Yes. We have HR team first and foremost. As our expertise, HR comes into play. Legal, we have an legal board, advisory board, legal advisory board, where legal advisory board 100% comes into place. Finance, we have group of auditors where we come into place. And finance, not only auditors, we have VCs also. We take this idea to VCs. We try to get, I cannot promise, we try to get some VC fund also for them, if the idea is good.
So now that is one part of the, one part. So are you limited to Hyderabad, Telangana, or are you pan India or many cities across?
No,
India?
I can't say I'm pan India. Pan India is for movie stars. I'm across India. And a bit and parcel of other countries also.
Okay.
Metropolitan cities you can mainly focus on.
So if you have to give, a message to young startups or founders, right? what would that be?
See, don't come to entrepreneurship just for the tagline of CEO or managing director. If you are very keen, what you are going to do in next 5 years, what are you going to do? Then you come into the market and have a clear cut vision. I keep telling my students also, clear cut vision, mission is compulsory for everyone, for entrepreneurs especially and young founders. Because I see, Major Sunil, when people start their company, they'll be expertise in one thing. They'll be expertise in one thing. After that, what they'll be doing is, they'll just hire some people. They'll not have funds. They'll just sit in the office, and after that they'll have a big task to manage funds also. That would be a break for the founders. So I don't want that. I want everyone to have a clear vision, mission also.
Perfect. That's quite a bit of a thing for the founders to take away from this conversation. We would like to have more in-depth conversation when we go forward.
Sure.
Because having interacted with startups for over a decade plus myself, I know that startups founders, they have multiple challenges. One other thing is, whom do they talk to? Right? That sounding board where they can go discuss their issues, they can talk. Because as most of the startups founders say, it's a lonely journey, right? Especially if you're a single founder. Okay, even if there are two, there are times when startup founders also have disputes. In that scenario, where do they go to? So probably somebody like HRX Tech comes into play and fills that gap where you become that, as you said, client, employee cannot talk directly without the HR. So somewhere I think that's where the fit in for you it is, right?
Yes.
So thank you very much for being on our show.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, I would like to get your opinion about MyStartup TV as to what do you think the kind of work we are doing.
MyStartup TV is doing an excellent job, Major Sunil. Because why I'm telling this why, because on the show we have a limited space for startups, very limited space for startups. Like I cannot go and sit in BBC or some show and talk like this, or some founder cannot come and talk. Founders or new entrepreneurs cannot come and sit in their show and talk. They'll have a good experience. They'll have a good experience that yes, I am also invited by someone. I am also invited by someone. I am getting in a limelight. So that would be a great idea by you, because you work with armed forces. So I always tell there are 5 pillars, not 4 pillars. One is armed forces, where we were sleeping, eating, everything. Next is doctors. Next is police. Next is teachers, and 5th is constitutions. Without teacher, any one of us are not here.
Very true.
So MyStartup TV is boosting the young entrepreneurs and helping young entrepreneurs. Very happy. I'm very happy that I can also share some profiles to you where they can come and talk. They can share their ideas. That would be very great.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Viewers, that was Sai Satyanarayana Satvik, who is the founder of HRX Tech, a company that specializes in training and working on HR, working with founders, giving them, hearing them, giving them solutions, working with them, the whole 9 yards of a startup journey. For such interesting conversation, do join us every day from 4 to 6 p.m. on our live shows, which is at 4 to 5 is Founder Talk Show, and 5 to 6 is Thought Leader Show. Do join us again. Till then, thank you very much. I'm not able to control it.